the way most Jewish prayers start. What does that really mean? In literal terms, it means, "Blessed are you, God." To me, it is thanking God for everything God has given us, like the blessings God has given us in our lives. When I recite these sacred words, whether it's at summer camp or studying with my sister for our B'nai Mitzvah, it makes me feel grateful for what I have. I bless Adonai because of the blessings Adonai bestows upon me. My Parsha Naso, which means to lift up, is the longest Torah portion with 176 verses. Naso includes a description of the priestly duties, instructions on how to purify the camp, the laws regarding an unfaithful wife, a description of the Nazirite vow, and the words of the priestly benediction. The priestly benediction is a powerful prayer. It is found in the book of Numbers, chapter 6, verses 22 through 27. It describes God speaking to Moses and telling him to teach the priestly benediction to Aaron and his sons, who function as priests in the Israelite society. Unlike most Jewish blessings, this one blesses the Jewish people, not God. It makes a request of God which is directed towards the people being blessed. It does not begin with the standard formula, Baruch Atah Adonai. The priestly benediction states, "May God bless you and keep watch over you. May God's presence enlighten you and grant you grace. May God direct God's providence towards you and grant you peace." The first line, "May God bless you and keep watch over you," means that God is watching over everyone. The second line, "And may God's presence enlighten you and grant you grace," is meant to have people feel open to God's essence. The last line, "May God direct his providence towards you and grant you peace." I understand this to mean an appeal to God for a good and plentiful life and one at peace. Immediately after the priestly benediction, God states, "The priest will thus link my name with the Israelites, and I will bless them." I believe that this means that God wants to be part of our people. To me, being linked means being connected in a deep way, and there is no deeper connection than being blessed by God or by someone that cares about you. I asked my parents what the word blessing means to them. My dad said, "I think of blessings in two ways. The first way I think of blessings is when I want to call for some divine intervention and protection over those I love. My second definition of a blessing is simply a gift." My mom said, "I think a blessing is a wish that you make on behalf of somebody, and it can be a hope for protection. It can be an acknowledgement that you believe in them and what they are doing, and it should give the person who receives it a sense of comfort." My own definition of a blessing is something to protect you from fate. Like if you're dying of an illness, then you would get blessed to live. Basically, it would subdue fate's hold on you. My definition of God connects to my definition of the term blessing. I believe that God can be internal and external. God is external when God wants to make blessings over someone or something, and internal when protecting you or someone you have blessed. God can best fate if you have a little problem, but if it's a big problem, then God might not be able to intercede. Some things in life can be changed and some cannot. A blessing is a way of asking for God's guidance and help. One of the many blessings in my life is my family. It is different than making a blessing because you can't bless your family into existence. They are already there. The blessing of a family is that they give me a feeling of safety, security, and everything I need in life. Even though I wish my family would sometimes give me a bit more space, I still love them and I know that they're here forever. Another blessing in my life is my love of music. It's natural, but still a blessing. The piano makes me happy when I'm down, and even more when I'm up. I asked my family about blessings in their lives. My sister said, blessings are family, friends, and peace. My mom said, family, good health, and the ability to travel. My dad said, family, close friends, and good health. In conclusion, studying for my Torah portion Naso, I had to really think about the meaning of a blessing and my own definition of God. I've learned not to take life for granted. I've also learned that blessings surround us all the time, like family and friends. I'd like everyone to think for a moment about all the blessings in your lives. What blessings fill your lives? Sometimes we need to bless the blessings in our lives. This day means a lot to me. It was hard at times, mostly with Rabbi John. He asked me to think deeper about my Torah portion and how it relates to my life. I would like to thank Rabbi John, Cantor Frankel, and Shira Fox for working with me on my bat mitzvah preparation. I would like to thank my parents for always being supportive and for allowing me to pursue things I love in life. And to my sister, thanks for being there for me, especially when we were at those boring adult dinners, which I wouldn't have survived without you. And finally, thanks to my family and friends who came here today to help me celebrate.
And you're going to stay right here. You're going to come up. You'll get book behind. And now the two of you are going to have a couple people speak to you, starting with your parents. So I think Lisa and Jacob, you're going to come up together, and you guys are going to stand right here and listen to them. All right?
I think I'll go first.
I have to give you one thing first, just in case.
Thank you. Can everybody hear me? I'm not used to this. I'm standing up here today, and I think I'm probably wearing too much jewelry. I have on my grandma Rose's diamond and my grandmother Pearl's pearls. They would have loved to be here today to witness their great-granddaughter's passage to young womanhood in an era so different to their own. No doubt they would have both been full of advice. Some of it probably very different, but they would have both been proud to see Olivia and Alexandra on the cusp of becoming the kind of independent, spirited, and strong women that they both admired. I wish that they were here with us today. Someone once said, and I quote, adolescence is a period of rapid change. Between the ages of 12 and 17, for example, a parent ages as much as 20 years. This much is true. Children humble us. Before becoming a mom, I believed that I had all of the answers, but routinely, Olivia, especially, reminds me that I do not. From infancy to adolescence, Olivia, you have always marched to the beat of your own drummer. You came into this world with a sense of self, as well as a rather peculiar notion of the sense of time. This has been frustrating on occasions, many occasions, but I am in awe of your independent spirit and your resolute commitment to the things that matter most to you. Your vegetarianism, your friends, your unique sense of style, your love of reading, music, and math. Well, maybe math not so much. Olivia, you are true to your essence, unfiltered. You are gifted musically and physically, piano, oboe, track. These are the things that come from your heart. May your passions, perhaps sometimes tempered, guide you through a life of always doing your best. Aim high, Olivia. And now to Alexandra. You probably don't remember that I came home from a business trip when you were in the 3rd grade and recounted a conversation that I'd had with Vicky, my business partner, sitting over there, over a glass of wine, maybe 2. When I told you what I had told Vicky, that I believed in my heart that you, Alex, then all of 8 years old, had been sent to this earth to make me a better person, you looked at me straight in the eye and said steadily, "Mom, I don't want to be your therapist." But guess what? You're the best one I've ever had. Alexandra, you have reminded me over the years of what it means to be compassionate and empathetic. You do not judge, a trait that I know you didn't get from me. You have a pure and kind heart, and your many deep friendships speak volumes of the person you are, loving, caring, and forgiving. You may not be the first Jewish saint, but you're certainly in the running. Maybe Rabbi John will have to counsel me separately. Okay, Alexandra and Olivia, Liv and Alex. You may not be quite perfect, but you are both special indeed.